Hello, good day to everybody. I'm called Jack. I'm coming from the southwest province, from Boya, but I'm originally from the Littoral. I'm coming from Yabasi, but I happen to grow up in Boya, so that's why I can speak English. So that's great. So I really decided to make this video today because I really didn't know. I was like browsing randomly on YouTube. Then I got to see a lot of videos about people talking about. I got to meet our brother woman, and that was so exciting. I love the way he speaks. I love the way he speaks, and the way he puts his stuff. That's so natural. That's like I felt at home. After that I started scrolling down. Paging down and I got to see a lot of people, doing some videos from everywhere, every part of the world. Then I said, no, there's nobody from South Korea, so let me try it. So that was great. So please, sorry that I'm speaking in English. So for some of you guys who don't really understand English, it's a pity for you guys, but you really need a translator to get it straight. So how am I gonna start? There are a lot of stuff to talk about here, but firstly, I want to say something, please. It's about what everybody says. This is just my take. This is just my opinion. What I like, what I witness, or this is just my own version of it. What I'm seeing. But some people might like it. Some people might not like it. But then, what can I do? Nothing. So if it pains you so much, to see me talking, talking about what I'm saying here, then if you don't like it, it's very easy. Just press stop, and go to the next stuff. I guess they are kind of pretty more interesting things to do, rather than watching this. But if you want to try me, if you want to send your Mboma to me, it's a pity. It's going to be a really pity because recently I just received the Congolese pepper. Have you ever heard of that? I hope you know that. The Congolese pepper. Now, mine is very different. Mine is very dangerous. It's the highest degree. If your Mboma comes, I bet you your Mboma won't go back the same. Your Mboma will be the kind of Mboma that they'll call it one-eye Mboma. So, I guess you don't want that kind of stuff to happen to your Mboma. So, don't try me. Are we clear on that? Okay, great. Sorry, that was just a little fun. But I was just saying that it's just my opinion. So, for some of you who don't understand me, let me speak a little bit French. Alors, je m'appelle Jacques, je viens de Boya, mais je suis originaire du Littoral, je suis patient, mais j'ai grandi à Boya. C'est pour cette raison que je cause anglais. J'ai eu à fréquenter à Londres, mais je suis sûr maintenant pour mon doctorat en comptabilité. Donc, je fréquente à la Seoul National University. C'est vieux, hein? Mais, excusez-moi, je vais continuer la discussion en anglais. Parce que je n'ai pas eu à regarder les vidéos plus en anglais. Donc, c'est ce qui m'a poussé à faire une vidéo en anglais. So, I'm gonna say this. I really made this video because I was really surprised. I was really surprised for what went on. Like some of our brothers, especially those in England, Great Britain, you guys say that. I know that you guys use like 80% of your day you speak English. I guess either at work, or maybe in school, or maybe everywhere. But it was so shocking that some of you guys from Britain, you were just like speaking French. As if Cameroon is just a French-speaking, an entirely French-speaking country. Please, we don't have to forget our brothers in Southwest and our brothers from Bamenda and all those other places. So please, we should try and mix this stuff up. Maybe why not put in some pidgin language or maybe English like I'm doing. So that's great. So that's just a little stuff I had to say. So the life here in South Korea is different. It's different from that we witness in Europe. The good thing in this country is that there's security. That is kind of, people don't want to have a dirty background check because it's gonna walk after you later. They're scared when you become an ex-convict. It's difficult, like very hard for you to have a decent job. you probably will go to the factory and be working there and this kind of stuff. And so people here don't do that, and the people here have a culture that is good, yeah, very good, because sometimes their growth, economic growth, is tied to their culture. So they are doing cool. But the bad thing about the people here is that they have a pretty lot of ugly stuff. But the people here, I think somehow they still have this concept of white supremacy. Somehow, because it's obvious, like you go to the factories, yeah, and you never see a white guy. You never see, the ugliest jobs here, you always see the black guys doing it. And, no, I've done it, several of them. I've done a couple of them. Sometimes see the black people doing it. And that's not really cool. The jobs here are kind of so difficult. You don't want to try it. This is just for an advice for some of my brothers who are in other countries or who like to migrate here, or maybe come here for studies, or maybe one in Cameroon and also would like to come here. But it's good to come here. If it's better than Cameroon, it's good. You should come here. But you should be aware of the kind of stuff you're going to face here, especially for the ladies. Please, the jobs here are really, really masculine jobs. So if you come here, you really have really have to put on your pants. Very, very, that's like your male pants, because the jobs here are for male people. Because they are so tough, and the jobs here are for at least 12 hours. These people don't really know some like overtime. Back in Europe and in other countries in America, they know overtime is is at the will of the employee. Employee, if you want to do it, you can do it or not. But yeah, if you don't do overtime, you risk not getting paid. Your job security is also at stake, because the employer will need you, because he needs people who can come here and spend like 18 hours at work, and get like 80 bucks, 80,000 won. That's the amount. Like $1 is like 1,000 their money. So they give like $80 for a day. Sometimes they give you $90. But it is very difficult. You see the ugly jobs, and you work it for a very long period of time, and sometimes you work from Monday to Sunday. That's crazy. So it's like some of the ugly stuff about here. Then also you see people, this is like the only country I've heard of that you see a PhD student, going to the factory. He's black, so he goes to the factory and works to earn his living. That's funny, right? That's so crazy, but that's how it is here. Then that's good. I used to do that also sometimes, like when I just came here, and that was like the only way to do it before I got to know some people. But right now I'm a part-time English teacher. I teach in a evening school, so it's kind of cool. But it wasn't easy to have this kind of job. I really had to use some of my network, like European papers, before I can get that kind of job. Because the people here, they believe that some folks from Africa don't really know English. But that's like the crazy. Like you won't imagine. Like some really ask me, Jack, do you guys, like, what language do you use in Cameroon? Do you people speak English, or do? I said, duh. We study English in Cameroon from primary school, from nursery even right up to PhD. So what are you telling me? We don't really have. But some people said, but they said, we prefer the Americans, we prefer the Canadians, we prefer the. So what? Like some of our brothers in America, like I have some in my class, They come in my school, and because they have the American passport, and they just come here. Like a Cameroonian, I have a friend. My good friend is a Cameroonian, but he is a Cameroon American. So he comes there and he's teaching, and he get paid very high. He has a free house. He pays nothing, just like $100 every month for the lift, and from the debt, everything. So that's how it is here. So those are like some of the stuff I done is really not cool here. Some of the way they perceive some people of color, or especially from Africa. But they don't know that Africa they see on TV is not really what Africa is, because some stuff are being hidden. Also, the other part I probably want to talk about is the aspect of relationship here. You see some people here, especially the ladies here, the Korean ladies, they are like super conservative. I'm serious. If you're that guy that you are in Africa, you think that you will just come here and grab a Korean and get that easily, my brother, you're joking. Kind of joking, because yeah, these ladies, they are so tied up. No, they are so shy. Very shyness is their first name. They're so shy, and they are not really open like the Chinese or the Thailand girls or the Japanese girls who are like friendly to the black guys straight from Africa, you know. But the people here, they really want to try, but their culture prevents them somehow. But see, they still try that, but some people still really lag behind. So, but what do we have to do? We just manage to deal with the situation. But it's great. But the country is so cool. It's cool. I love it because of the security, and I love it because of the calmness. It's so nice, and it's good. The people here are cool. They are kind of friendly, and just the fact that they are kind of conservative a bit. But when you get to know them more personally, you know, they are kind of brothers, you know. But at the beginning, you might want to go back to your country because of you don't feel comfortable here. So those are some of the. That is really my own take on what I've seen here so far. Some people may have their own opinion or all that stuff, but that's just my own take. So I'm really sorry that I really have to put this in English, but you guys just really have to deal with it, you know. So that's just it. C'était juste ma part d'opinion de ce qui se passe ici en Corée du Sud. C'est pas que j'ai eu à raconter tout ce qui se passe là. Il y a de bonnes choses, les mauvaises choses, mais c'est le début. Au fur et à mesure que je rencontre ou je vois les choses, je pourrais encore faire une autre vidéo prochainement. Mais pour le moment, c'est juste ce que j'ai déjà vu. Et puis j'aimerais partager avec vous. Mais si vous aimez, c'est bien. Et si vous n'aimez pas, il n'y a pas de problème. Et à la prochaine. Et je dis merci à notre frère Waman de pouvoir créer cette plateforme que tout le monde, you know, et tout le monde peut venir et s'exprimer librement. Donc c'est bien. Au revoir et à la prochaine. Bye bye.